Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's session. My name is Vikas and I'm working as one of the marketing manager with Kelton Tech. Kelton Tech has been in servicing software AG for more than a decade now, and we have successfully implemented 250 implementations throughout USA and Canada. So as you know, today we are presenting Software AG's web method integration on cloud, integrating cloud apps with ease. And this has been presented by Ankit Malhotra, who is working as one of the senior integrations architect with us for about a couple of years now. So before we get started, just a little housekeeping before we can, get into it. If you have any questions during this presentation, please drop in these questions on the GoToWebinar panel on the right hand side. And also to keep you posted, this webinar is being recorded, and the recording of the session will be available and will be sent right after the webinar is completed. And if you have any questions, you can also drop an email to us, which will be shared on the panel. So Ankit, the floor is all yours. We have a beautiful audience right over there. So let's get started.
Thank you, Vikas. Good morning, everyone. This is Ankit. Just to introduce myself, I am working as a senior architect with Kelton Tech. I have approximately more than a decade of experience in software AG product suite. My interests includes API, cloud, big data, analytics, and so forth. So, without spending too much time, let's move on to our session. So for those of you who are not aware of Kelton Tech, a very brief introduction. So Kelton Tech, we started at 1993, and this slides give you a brief about how we have progressed over the span of time. Our mission is to become a trusted partner to our clients, and our vision is to offer infinite possibilities with technology, which we are striving always. So who we are? So basically, Kelton Tech is divided into multiple business units. We have digital transformation, wherein Drupal, KL Game, they are the providers. We have digital connected enterprise, wherein we are partnered with Software AG, IBM, MuleSoft, and we provide services in this area, which includes advisory services to consulting to support and so forth. We have enterprise solution, wherein the big players are basically SAP and Salesforce. This slide talks about a brief on numbers. So we are a strength of 1100 people, and we are headquartered in Princeton, New Jersey, and we also have our global delivery centers in the globe, all across US, UK, and India. We have partnered with more than 600 innovative clients, of which 39 are Fortune 1000 clients. We provide services in healthcare, retail, insurance, media, software, and technology industry. This is a partial customers by industry list. The list is way bigger than this. Core services and portfolios. So we provide services in digital transformation and enterprise architecture strategy. We act as an advisory services group for you. We have the capability and strength in our team, to provide architecture solutions to any of these technologies listed out here, which includes API, BPM, in-memory data solutions, real-time analytics or streaming analytics requirement, or cloud-based solutions. And from our offshore delivery center, we provide the AMS support, as well as our team is well versed on providing infrastructure modernizations for our client. These are our technology partners, Software AG, MuleSoft, IBM. We have recently partnered with a few more, CA Technologies, Informatica, WSO2, and Red Hat. These are the core technology expertise. This includes pretty much the complete bandwidth of all these partners, which include Software AG, MuleSoft, and others. This slide talks about the industry-wide solution and domain expertise which we carry, and some of the critical implementations which we have done for different industries like banking and finance, retail and manufacturing, transportation, logistics, and energy utilities. So coming into today's agenda after this short introductions, so we'll talk about a little bit about cloud. Why do we consider cloud as the business enabler? We'll discuss what are the advantages. We'll see how what does this terms SaaS, PaaS, and infrastructure as a service means. In brief, we will look into the different models, which includes public, private, and hybrid, so forth. And then we'll move on to the Software AG cloud offering. We'll see what Software AG provide under his cloud offering solutions. And then our focus of our session will be Web Methods Integration Cloud, wherein we will talk about it in depth, and then the whole focus will drive into demos where we have prepared some few good demos for you so that we can explain both the hybrid integration as well as cloud to cloud integrations for SaaS applications. And then at the end we will have question answer round, so request you to please put your questions in the chat panel. To start, cloud computing. So the term cloud is used as a metaphor for the internet and is an abstraction for the complex infrastructure it consumes. The cloud computing has been described as a model for enabling convenient on-demand network access to shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort or service provider interaction. The whole intent here is basically the services are provided by a third party. We are going to consume those services as and when we need it. So why we use cloud? Basically, we use cloud to we see new business opportunities here. There are new business opportunities for providers to host cloud services and vendor applications. We see that better capitalization utilizations, which necessarily means that in our traditional model, we provision for peak loads or the maximum utilization. With cloud computing, you are charged only on the amount you have used, which is commonly known as pay-as-you-go basis. Accelerate software development, deployment, and testing. Basically, it gives you a faster provisioning of resources. This is one of the key benefits of cloud. Then elasticity of resources. Basically, with cloud computing, you will have access to pool of virtualized resources that can expand and contract on demand. It gives you support for geographical distributed users, and it also gives you access to complex infrastructure and resources without internal resources. What it necessarily means is you are actually using the services from the provider. You are not hosting those infrastructure in your domain. So how cloud is acting as a business transformer? It is creating new business models. We understand that the cloud is growing so fast. We can see new business models getting launched every now and then with new service providers coming into the market. It gives you a chance to become innovative. So now that you don't host the infrastructure and you do not carry the load of maintaining or struggling with the limitations of it, you can directly goes into the provider, consumes the infrastructure which is hosted by some other provider, and become innovative. You can spend a lot of your time to understand business closely and make solutions. Re-engineering of business processes is another enabler which is being considered, and support for new level of collaborations. So with cloud, there are a lot of providers wherein you can you can just connect with them, or SaaS application you can connect with them through through connectors which are available based on the solutions which you are utilizing. So it's evolution to information technologies. So changing the economics of IT. Basically, cloud computing is driving operational efficiencies in IT through better use of resources. Automating service delivery. The term self-service, as we commonly know that a developer and a tester can directly procure the resources they need to complete their task without going through the lengthy procurement chain process. So this gives you an enhancement to your deliveries. Exploiting standards. We know that as in when the cloud is building up, we have seen that the standards which are defined in the industry's cloud is able to provide all those standards as part of its solution. Rapidly deploying new capabilities. So we always see that there is always in your team the testers would have a different perspective. The developer would carry a different perspective. Out here, you will get the complete resource by a provider, and the growth will be on need basis. So as and when your interface is deployed, if it is getting utilized more, the resources will be available to that interface so that it can run as efficiently as it would do without load. Here we see cloud service models. So I have listed out the stack which starts from lower, which in your organization it has internet, it has storage, it has hardware, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, data, and application. To understand, in a way, a business is only responsible for the top 5 layers if they are using infrastructure as a service. Yeah, you are not responsible for the connectivity, the storage, hardware, or virtualization of your service. If you are using platform as a service, a business will only be responsible for data and application which you build and which you manage. When you use software as a service, the complete stack of starting from internet to application is provided by your providers. So there is a built-in services which you just go and consume. You are not worried about anything out there. In our case, we are talking about integration platform as a service, which is basically a representation for Web Methods Integration Cloud. We'll discuss about it in more details. So let's see what software AG cloud offerings have in its bucket and what all it provides. Starting from Aris Cloud, which is basically a social process improvement software as a service. It gives you an ability to build processes and do the requirement management and across and collaborate across your departments. Then we have Alphabet, which is basically an IT portfolio management service. It comes in 2 editions, basically basic and enterprise, and it gives you flexibility to implement your IT portfolio services quickly, as well as it allows you to manage it efficiently. Moreover, it gives you these 2 options wherein you can choose based on your organization strength, whether you want to start with a basic or you are too grown organization that you want to switch over to the enterprise edition. Then integration cloud, which we are going to deal in detail in next couple of slides. I'll skip this point, but we'll cover all these bullets in the following slides. API cloud, basically it's service-based API portal for publishing and promoting your APIs. We have covered API portal, API gateway are the solutions which are coming, are the solutions from Software AG, which enables you to reside your API solutions in the cloud so that other providers or consumers can consume it. It provides you a flexibility to build your APIs both in REST and SOAP. It gives you a beautiful analytics on how your API is getting consumed, as well as it gives you a functionality for user management who are registering to consume your API. Agile apps, it allows you to build agile applications and manage them. Again, it gives you a powerful analytics, interactive dashboards, and rich reporting to improve decisions. These are the key, cloud offerings from Software AG. So coming into our core of today's discussion, which is Web Methods Integration Cloud. As I mentioned, this is available as integration platform as a service. So what we do is basically we just build our interfaces. There are a lot of connectors which are available out of box. We build our interfaces in cloud using the graphical user interface which they have provided. It just runs on your browser. It's very easy, very handy, and very simple to learn as well. Once you build your interfaces, there are stages which are provided out of box, which includes development and production stage, and you can add on as many stages as you need for your organization. It can grow up to 4 and even more if required. So these stages, the deployment can be done very efficiently. Now, maintaining all the users' permissions to integration clouds can be done through the same portal. The maintenance of cloud connectors, maintenance of your integrations, new enhancement, developments, everything can be done on the same portal. You don't have to work on any other things other than learning the cloud portal itself. That's it. It is basically designed for a medium to large size organization. So it definitely has the capabilities to build complex integrations. It also provides you capability to build integrations which do more of a syncing job or a point-to-point integration. Web Methods Integration also simplifies the SaaS application integration. So as I mentioned, there are a lot of connectors which are available, which you can use out of box. In addition, it gives you a functionality to build your own connector as well. So the diagram which is represented here on the bottom, you see that this is your infrastructure within your organization domain. Now you can host an integration server or an integration agent, which is a lighter version of the integration server. And now this way you can provision all your on-premise applications over to cloud. The cloud will be integration cloud, which will allow you to enroll and manage, design and develop, test and run. It as the diagram itself represents, it has all the connectors inbuilt to connect to any of these SaaS applications which are represented in the diagram. So key features about integration cloud: it is easy to use user interface. As I mentioned, it is graphical based user interface. We are going to go into a demo piece wherein we will understand how easy it is to browse, how easy it is to manage. It gives you a sophisticated service orchestration. So they provide you an orchestration solution wherein you can build your integrations, wherein you might be calling more than one provider, or you might be calling a provider and an on-premise integrations or solutions to merge the data and build your complete integrations over onto cloud. There are a lot of applications connector. It gives you a ability to connect to on-premise services. There are as I mentioned, there you can stage the development cycle, wherein there are different stages which are provided for the life cycle of your integration. Mapping and transformation functionality is provided, which is inbuilt on that graphical user interface. You just have to select what you want to use and just integrate it to your services. It gives you a multi-tenant architecture, which necessarily means is in the development environment, you might be sharing that infrastructure with other tenants, but if it is a requirement when you move on to production, you might get your own infrastructure. you do not have to share your production infrastructure with tenants. That is one flexibility which Software AG provides. These are the typical integration approaches. So what we have observed is, if you are hosting integration server on premise, you might use CloudStream as a connector, and connects to all of these SaaS applications from premise integrations. So that is basically represented in under the on-premise integrations. Then there is a lightweight iPaaS, which is integration as platform as a service, wherein you are hosting both web methods integration agent or integration server, as well as the integration cloud in the cloud. And both this host can integrate, with other SaaS providers which are represented out here. This is called a lightweight iPaaS. The third representation, which is most commonly we have observed, is we will have our web methods integration cloud in the cloud domain, as well as we will have our integration server or agent configured in our on-premise domain. So this basically allows you to build interfaces which are called hybrid, wherein you might be able to easily integrate with your on-premise integrations along with the cloud integrations. I have listed out a few connectors, but this is not a comprehensive list. There are lots and lots more connectors out there, which is provided with the cloud solution. As you can see, there are connectors for Amazon, Salesforce, ServiceNow, StrikeIron. You can build your own on-premise connector, which will be available as an application. So we are going to see it in the demo. Software AG is a leader. Recently, Forrester has released this hybrid integration for enterprise Q4 2016 report, and if you note, Software AG is considered as a leader, leading in cloud solutions. The evaluation criteria was basically current offering, the strategy, and market presence. I have provided a link below wherein you can go and read about it in depth. But this is a good representation wherein the top leaders, top 11 companies were evaluated, and among them Software AG was found to be a leader. Coming into demo, so we will have an introduction to integration cloud environment. Then we will see how cloud to on-premise integrations can be achieved. Basically, in this interface, we are showing that we will sync a file between Amazon S3 and Google Drive. I'll discuss about these demos in detail as and when we go and check those. Third demo talks about building a cloud to cloud integrations between Salesforce CRM and Amazon AWS. So looking into the web methods integration cloud, so this is your cloud portal login page, wherein you will provide your credentials and just click login. This will be your initial screen wherein you will see the performance overview, a brief overview of how your statistics looks like. A detail is provided under the monitor sections, wherein you can go in depth and check how the performance, how the services are operating, how many are success, what is the failure, and you can see the logs of those services operations as well in detail. So moreover, it gives you a small introductions to the integration cloud, wherein you can read about those critical topics, as well as you can watch a demo to kickstart your project. Plus, they have a community for integration cloud, wherein the active participants are there and they are monitoring it. If you have any questions, you can just post it to the community, where you will get it answered very soon. Now, if you see at the bottom, in the same login page, you will see the integrations, applications, settings. So here you can see all the integrations which you have built, what is the execution results, and how you can manage the stages. So I'll start with let's start with settings first as an introduction, and then we'll go into looking more in depth about the integrations. So settings, you can add users and basically they out of the box they provide two profiles, which is administrator and regular user. If you go inside the profile, you can see what all permissions they have. So an administrator will have all these permissions, and a user will or the developer will have different permissions. Let me go back to which will be of regular user. So now these are the limited permissions. Now you can add your own profiles, and as per your requirement, you can grant access to those profiles, and you can add users under that profile. Now what will happen is the same instance based on your profile, you will be able to limit the access to developers. You can provide the complete access to administrator. You can provide a certain different sort of access for the deployment or the testing team, who basically will move the integrations from one stage to the higher stage. It provides you a lot other functionalities like single sign-on, advanced security, stage management, wherein you can see right now I'm only using development. I have not requested for a production instance out here, but it is as easy as just clicking on a button, and at the back end it will provision the whole server for you. Once the server is up with the same configuration as dev, it will be in front of you and you can start using it. It can grow up till 4, and if required you can request for more licensing. So in the same page you can see that I have the access profiles. There are two access profiles right now, administrator and regular. The accounts which I have configured are listed out here. There are two on-premise accounts. One is the AWS S3 account and a Google API account, and these are the integrations which are currently available, which we have built, which you can promote to the higher environment. Coming back to the same application page, wherein as I mentioned that there are a lot of connectors, almost 25 to 30 connectors which are available out of box, and these connectors are full-blown connectors, so that all the APIs which are exposed by these providers are available through these connectors. There are connectors to connect to CRM applications, or connectors to connect to Google, Salesforce, Magento, Microsoft, and so forth. It might definitely cover the requirement, but in addition, if you want to build connector by your own, that functionality is also available. You can just go and add new applications, and you can build your own connector there. Right now, the functionality is limited to SOAP, so you can build SOAP connectors, but in future, I suppose this functionality will be enhanced to provide REST connectors. So, just to check, if you go inside one connector, you will see what all operations are available, how many integrations are built using these connectors, and what are all of the accounts which you have registered with this connector. So right now, if you see, I have this account which is configured. I can go inside this account and see how I have configured. I have to which server URL I am pointing, and what access token and secret key I am using to make the connectivity. Just going back, these are all the operations which are available for this connector. Like this is an Amazon S3 connector, so it has functionality for get bucket, get object, or if you want to put object into that bucket, or delete object from that bucket. So similarly, with all other connectors out here, there are a lot of operations which are available out of box. You can for the initial stage, you can certainly log in, browse these connectors, and see the piece which you required is available or not, and if not, you can definitely check with Software AG when they are releasing for that connector. This connectors is getting released periodic manner. You will find with every release there has been a lot of new connectors added. Moreover, if I go back to the welcome screen, if there is any release which has happened in the past, those will be represented out here. You will be able to see the newly introduced release as well as the README file. So you know that the capabilities are getting enhanced at the back end when you are using the new capabilities are getting added, but you are still using the infrastructure without doing the maintenance to it. Okay, just a glitch. So development. So we can see few integrations which are built. We will go into this in detail. The monitoring interface gives you functionality to monitor the services. It gives you a comprehensive dashboard wherein you can see how many are completed, how many failed, how many completed with errors, and it gives you a graph over it. You can select the duration for which you want this graph to build over. Right now it is showing for last 24 hours. It also gives you a bar graph of how much execution it has happened and how much failures with different color combinations. In addition, you can go and check the service executions right out here. Moreover, it can give you an execution result which you can look for all the services in one single page. You can select your integrations and see those executions for that particular integrations, and you can keep on refreshing it so that you can see the latest occurrence as well. It gives you an audit log wherein you will be able to see the what has happened, who has logged in, who has logged out, what action has been taken, what has been configured, when it has been configured, and so forth. So this gives you the audit capabilities to your instance as well. Okay. Going back to the demo, let's go into our first demo, which is basically cloud to on-premise integration, wherein what this necessarily does is, if you see, we are using an on-premise app as well as a Google app. The on-premise apps necessarily connects to our on-premise service, which is hosted on integration server. It pulls the key of the file which it needs to look inside Google Drive. So the key ID will be pulled from the on-premise service, and then the cloud solution or the integration will look for that file and get the information of that file and display it. So we'll see how this has been built. Yeah, the integration name is upload file to drive. Basically, this is a point-to-point integration or sync integration represented. If I just go inside and show it to you how easy it is to build interfaces using this portal, just give the name and description about your integrations. There will be a lot of connectors available out of box, which will be, give me 1 second, I can move this. The connectors will be available out of box, which you can see, as well as all the on-premise apps which you have uploaded from your domain will be available. Now, to configure, you will see a source, a target. You just drag and drop the on-premise out here, which I can simply show it to you. Like I can just drag and drop it here. Similarly, I did the same for selecting the Google Drive. Then I configured the account for my local, and I configured the service. I'll show it to you in a second how this can be done. Plus, in Google Drive, as I represented earlier, that the account you can configure, and the operations are already out-of-box operations which are available. So you can select all those operations from the drop-down list, which operation you want to use. In this case, I have selected get file by ID because I am passing that ID as an input from the on-premise interface. Once you do that, the step 2 will allow you to select the data. So just by clicking on the button, you can see that the outbound call is made to an on-premise interface, and it comes back with the data. Right now, I just put one document ID, so it is represented out here. The third step would be just to do the mapping. This looks like a very simple mapping, but it can be you can add more functionality, more transformer to it. The mapping is intelligent enough that it understands the data maps, and it does an implicit mapping by itself if the data fields matches. Moreover, once you are done with your mapping and transformation, you can simply go ahead to the next stage and click to finish. Once you are done, you can just Here I'm just doing a cancel since this interface is already there. And once you're done, you will come to the home page of that development interface. You will see that these can be executed in 3 forms. You can directly run that interface by clicking a button. You can schedule this interface, and this provide you a capacity of scheduling that interface on a timely manner, or on the complex scheduler functionality is also provided. Or you can expose this service just by clicking this as a REST service. Let's just go ahead and execute this interface and see how this execution went. So I have initiated the interface. It says that the upload file to drive in development stage has been submitted for execution, and I can simply go to the last file execution result tab and see what has happened to the execution which I did right now. So it shows that at 8:35:53, which is just now, I have run that service, and I can go ahead and see that it is actually completed successfully. Moreover, I can see the timestamp, as well as if I have selected any business data to be represented, I should be able to see that as well. That is one demo for this interface, which you can build just by using sync functionality. Let's before going into the second demo, we'll understand the on-premise integration between or what setting you have to add to come up with that on-premise integration to cloud. So let me go back to my instance. From 9.0 version and above, you will see that web methods cloud is always added in your menu. And out here, you can simply go to the setting, provide your credentials along with the cloud URL. In my case, I have provided wmanks.webmethodscloud.com, which is actually the same representation out here. Once you have done this, you can just upgrade the settings, and this will configure the instance with cloud at the backend with using these credentials. Once that is done, you can set up an account using which you want to execute your services, on-premise services, and finally you can select the application which you want to load. So right now I have these 2 applications which are created. I can go in detail to these applications. This is the service which actually log details. If I want to log details back of that execution into my server log, I just wanted to have something on-premise representing how it works on the cloud as well. So this is one of the services. This is the service which actually pulls the file and actually provide that key to the cloud, so that you can read that file from the Google Drive, which we have recently just now, which we have used in our implementation. So this is the simple implementation or configuration which you have to do to connect your on-premise integration server to integration cloud. Okay, going into the next demo. Out here, it's basically cloud to on-premise integration. Another scenario which I have represented, it's again the same. We are pulling the file key. We are retrieving the file from the Google Drive, and once after retrieving, we are pushing that file into Amazon S3, which is actually another storage for a file. So we have the configuration in place for all these connectors, and let's just see how it works and how to build this interface. Okay, so I have named it as sync file. It's basically an orchestration level interface. So it is little different than what we have seen out here. So the home page of that interface looks the same. If you go to edit, it gives you a beautiful screen wherein you can develop your interface, very similar to what we do in integration server as a normal integration build. So you will have your own try-catch block, or a lot of other control flows are available. For example, these are the expressions which are available, which you can use. The control flows are if-then loop, or do-while loop, or or do until, or for each loop is also available. So you can satisfy your condition using all these control flows into your integration. We will see an example of this control flow in our third demo. But before that, and these are the services or the transformation services which are available. So it has transformation available for date, document, flat file, flow, list, math, and so forth. These are pretty much the complete package which is available in WM Public is available on cloud as well. And these are the applications which you can see out here in the list. And whatever applications you have configured and wanted to use in this integration, you can simply drag that application out and use it. So what I have done out here is, as I mentioned, that we will read the key file from on-premise, and then we are actually exporting that file from Google Drive in a stream format, and then we are pushing that file content to Amazon Simple Storage Service, which is basically wherein you create your bucket and folders, and you can keep your file out there. So it's the operation which I am using out here is put operation, just to show how easy it is to configure. Once you have this interface pulled, you just click on this, select the account which you want to use, select the operation which you want to use, and then that's it. So looking into the integrations, the very first step is basically let's see what comes out of this step. So once we call the on-premise service, it gives me a data which is nothing but a key ID. Then on the second step, if I see the mapping, what I'm using is I'm using that key ID and mapping it to the field ID to the export file operation which I have selected for Google Drive. What it provides is represented as an output. So it will generate an output of export file output, which will contain the content of that file in stream format, and this will be available as part of the output of the service. Now the third step is I have the stream from for the file. I'm just passing that stream of from export output service to stream of put object service, which is nothing but a Amazon S3 operation. And I have also hard coded, or you can do a set value out here. So I have hard coded the bucket name. You can check. You can see what bucket name I have provided. You can simply go ahead and hard code those values. And once this is done, your operation or service is ready for execution. So let me go ahead and test the service. So I see the service is getting executed, and it completed at 8:43. I can see that I have received a data or the key ID file from my on-premise. Then I called the export file input service, wherein I was passing that key ID as an input to the export file service, and I am also defining the MIME type, which is application/PDF, because the file which I am retrieving is basically a PDF file. And then the output which I got is streams, and then I am passing this stream to the input of Amazon service. And few more things which I have defined is I have defined the object name. I just give the name as microservices.pdf, and I have defined the bucket where I want this file to reside into. And that's how the interface gets completed. You will see the success. This is one example of building up the orchestration level interface. I have one more example which shows the use of control flows and expressions. So let's go into that and quickly check that example as well. And this is basically what we have seen so far is sort of hybrid integrations, which is basically integrating your services available on-premise to cloud apps. And this is a full cloud-to-cloud integrations, wherein we are building the complete service in cloud, which is interacting with all the two SaaS providers. One is Salesforce CRM, and another one is Amazon SQS, which is simple queue services. What in this case I am doing is I'm reading all the accounts from which are there in the Salesforce, and after reading those accounts I am looping in, and I am publishing or I am writing those accounts into the simple queue service, which is for which I have defined a FIFO service, which is first in first out queue. and what it will do is it will convert those account into JSON string, and those strings will be written into the simple queue services solution. Let's go and check this solution as well. Bear with me until it gets loaded. Okay, we are here in the development instance. The application name is Salesforce account. Once you log into this, you will see again the similar page because it is similar to what orchestration we have built. Now go to edit. Okay. So this is a little complex than what we have seen earlier. What I am doing out here is I am using the try catch block. I have my complete implementation inside the try, and I have a catch wherein I am just capturing the last error, and I am interested in logging some custom message as well. So that is what I have done here. Looking into the try block, as I mentioned, I have made a connection or connection to Salesforce account. So I am using one of their operations, which is called as query account operation, which will give me the complete set of accounts. I have it configured, so it's as simple as setting up the account and selecting the operation. And once that is done, you can see what will be the output for this service. So there is a where clause which you can provide as input if you are interested in selecting only specific accounts. Since the account count was very low, I went ahead and selected, I didn't provide any where clause out here. Go to next, you will see that the output for this query accounts will be an account list with all these attributes out here. I just wanted to carry forward that account list. I didn't want any specific attributes, so I'm keeping it very simple until this. And then what I'm using is a for each of control flow, which what it does is it looks for the account list, and for each account list it will use an transformation function service, which is basically converting the document, the account document which we are retrieving from the Salesforce into JSON string. And once this is done, so I can just quickly show you the mapping for this. So the complete account, I have mapped it to the document. So the next step, the document will be converted into a JSON string. I just wanted to carry that JSON string as is. And in the final step, I'm calling the Amazon simple queue service, wherein I am using the send message operation. What I am doing out here is to keep it simple. I am just setting up the account number, the queue name, which is basically account.fifo, which is first in first out queue for holding all the accounts. And once this is done, I'm mapping the JSON string to the message body directly. The output for the service will be as result. So you can definitely branch on the result side and see if that has been successful, or you want to implement a retry logic. All these functionalities are available. In my case, I have kept it very simple, just to use one control case and one transformation logic. Let's go ahead and test this integration. Okay, I see it running. It has completed at 8:48, which is just now. Let's look into some details. So the very first execution of account, it came back with the account, and I see that that account has been converted into a JSON string. And following on, it has been oh, I see some glitch out here. It's basically failed, but that is good that we can see why it has been failed and what is the root cause of its failure. Good scenario to check the failure as well. So it seems like there is some glitch in the connectivity to AWS S3. I might have to work on this later, but for now I can see that the send message operation was carrying the JSON string, and the output, unfortunately, since it failed to connect, it didn't bring any output here. But this is good information for me to understand the implementation and for the tester to see how the testing is going on. And once it goes into production, you can still have the monitoring interface wherein you can not all the data, but the business data which you have selected can be represented in the monitoring interface, which will allow you to understand the operations, the performance, and so forth. Okay, so I can go back, come out of here, and just So I know that it has failed, but I still wanted to run this service and show you the last execution of how you can observe it in the monitoring level. So the last execution, you can directly see that the result, it says completed with errors, which is good enough. And out here you can see that what was the error which we have received, and I can, as I represented earlier, that I am actually going to log a custom message. I simply logged Salesforce account saying service failed. You can log some more informational message which you wanted to see on different conditions. So this completes the demo piece. I am open for any question answers. Vikas, do we have any question answers?
Well, Ankit, we have a couple of questions, but it's unfortunate that we are missing out on time. But firstly, thank you very much for this presentation, and also making us understand on the different, walking us through the different instances of the demo. So maybe we can take one question right now, and rest of the questions we can answer back and send out an email to the attendees. That should be helpful for them. So one of the attendees is asking if we can build our own connector in integration cloud. Is that possible?
Yes, that is certainly something which is available. So as I mentioned earlier, that these are the connectors which are available out of box with Software AG is providing you. But if you want to build your own connector, you can certainly go ahead and build your connector. You just have to provide definitions, some other details, configurations related. And right now the functionality is available or limited to SOAP, but in future I suppose the functionality will get enhanced and provide you functionality to create REST connectors as well. I hope that answers your questions.
All right, it makes sense. It makes sense. So as I said, thank you, audience. As we are running short of time, we have exceeded about 20 minutes. Thank you for your patience. And as said earlier, we have listed out the questions. I'll sit with Ankit and try to get the answers for them and reply back with all the answers. And as we also have the recording of this session, which will be reverted back to everyone. And also let me just take this opportunity and tell you guys that we have one more webinar coming in on Software AG about managing file transfer. That is on the February 23rd, and it's scheduled for 11 a.m. EST. So there will be a separate invite sent out. So please do register, and we look forward for everyone on that session. So thank you, Ankit, once again. Audience, you have been a great audience today. So look forward to talk to you on 23rd.
Thank you, Vikas. Thank you everyone for joining this webinar. Have a very nice day.
Thank you. Good day, guys.